right, starting this stream a minute early. Um, just want to make sure this is working. Okay. Hey, Fun Disney fan, man, you are punctual. It's technically 1:59, and you were here already. Um, hey, row couple. Yes, may the force be with us. I agree. A happy Memorial Weekend for those who are celebrating or off, all that good stuff. Today's been a crazy day for me. I just woke up and went ham cleaning my apartment. Well, cleaning upstairs. It's a little bit of a mess down here. Hi, Damien. Hi, Bill. Hi, Twixie Shores. As a lot of you guys know, I'm moving soonish in July. So we've started the slow, clean and get rid of things. Today's just been like one of those days. I guess with the long weekend, we've been going crazy, cleaning things out and all of that. Hi, Victoria. I'm excited you got to be here on time too. That's been our life right now, is like planning for the move. We got a lot coming up in June. I thank you all for bearing with me. I know I haven't put out as many videos as usual. I usually try to push out 3 a week. We've just been so busy with closing on the house, and then we have to move. I'm actually getting sinus surgery in 2.5 weeks because I can't really breathe out of my right nostril and it causes a lot of headaches and stuff. So that's happening. I'm gonna be down and out for that for a bit. There's a lot, so I appreciate you bearing with me while I'm going through a whole bunch of life stuff right now. But today we're going to be talking about the things that we still haven't done at Disney, because there's a lot of those, for me anyway, and I've been down there. Honestly, I can't remember the number anymore, but I'm pretty sure I'm pushing 24 times. And there are still things that I haven't done. Some of them are new, obviously, in the years that I've been there, and some of them have been around for a while. I just think Disney World, even Disneyland, even other parks, they're just so big. There's just so much to do. There's so much new that's always coming out. So I feel like there's always things that we want to do and then we never do. So for me, the one that always comes to mind is Characters in Flight, which is the balloon ride in Disney Springs. It's just basically a hot air balloon thing. I think it's 8 or 9 minutes. You get this view of everything up above. And I almost did it this trip. I was ready to go. I was on my Instagram stories and was like, hey guys, poll, should I do this? And most people said yes. And I was like, cool, I'm going to do it. And as I was about to get in line, I was getting my tickets. They were it's a little too windy. We have to see what's going to happen. And they ended up just canceling the balloon rides for a time. They were you can always come back if it gets better. And I was like, I'm not going to come back. So I still haven't done it, even though I tried to do it this past trip. For some reason, I haven't do it. Oh my God, Mike. So Mike was with me, MKPZ, who's in the chat. You should check out his channel. He's just getting back into his channel. We hung out in Disney Springs and we were supposed to do it together. And yeah, then the wind hit and we couldn't do it. So it was a bummer. And I also still haven't done Keys to the Kingdom tour. That's another one that I keep saying I'm gonna do. And it's not even really the cost, because if I want to do it, I can save up $100 or whatever to do it. It's just that it's a 5-hour tour, and for some reason I just can't in my head get over the fact that it would take 5 hours of a day. But I really want to do it. So one of these trips, I just got to deal with it. I got to book an early morning one, so it's done by 1:00. And just experience Keys to the Kingdom, because I've been talking about doing it for, I don't know, 4 years now. I just gotta man up and use that time to do it. I'm sure it's worth it. But those are two that I always think about that I've never done, and I always think about. And I also want to go horseback riding in Fort Wilderness. I just feel like that's such a cool thing to do. I mean, it's not very Disney. You could do that anywhere, but I don't know. I've always passed the Tri-Circle D Ranch and always wanted to do that. So maybe next time I stay there, I should definitely take some time to do that. But so those are 3 things that are always in my brain that I always want to do. But I'd love to know what you guys haven't done. Are there things that every time you go, you're I'm going to do this, and then it just never happens? Let me know in the chat so we can start talking about all those good things. Red Spotlight Entertainment says, hi, Christine. How are you this Sunday? And things I haven't done. I've never been on Space Mountain. What? Wait, like any of them? Like not Disneyland, not Disney World, not... Is it that you just don't like coasters? Because if that's the case, that's fine. But if it's like you just never have been on it, but you would go on it, that just blows my mind. Fun Disney Fan says, the one thing I've always wanted to do and never have been able to because I can't ever get a reservation is Beaches and Cream. Oh, I did that a couple of trips ago. It's worth it. Keep trying to get a reservation. It is so much fun. We did the kitchen sink with like a group of 6 of us. They do the whole thing where they're like, you know, they read out what it is and they're like, in a whole can of whipped cream. And then everyone who works there goes, a whole can. Like, it's so great. They like all get into it. It's delicious. It's just a really fun place. So keep trying to get that reservation. Daffy Stardust says, I still haven't ridden the water flume in Animal Kingdom. Oh, you mean Cali River Rapids? Not really worth it. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a lot of years between when I did it. So I did it maybe 2 years ago. Before that, it had been a number of years. And still not that great. Like, I feel like Universal has better water rides overall. Gotta say. Gotta be honest. Estella Wilson Creation says, we haven't done Peter Pan ride yet. I mean, that's a hard one. Like, you need to, if you're going to do it, either you have to have a fast pass or you have to beeline for it and just make it a priority, because otherwise you're like never get on it. Damien Does Disney says, I haven't been to Club 33 yet and I haven't done a VIP tour. Yeah, both very expensive things to do, so I could see why you haven't done it. I haven't been to the Disneyland Club 33. My last trip, I went to the Epcot one, which I talked a little bit about in my last vlog. That was incredible. It was really, really cool. But a VIP tour, yeah, I mean, I heard something like, I don't know, it's something like $300+ an hour or something for a tour guide. I mean, it's kind of incredible, but I bet you it's an amazing experience. Fun Disney Fan says, a tour you probably love is the Backstage Magic Tour. It is 7 hours of pure enjoyment, especially when you are know-it-all whenever they ask a question. That sounds great, but 7 hours? Let's see. Twixy Shore says, thanks to cheerleaders, I still haven't stayed at Coronado. On the plus side, I got to cross Grand Floridian off my list as a result. I've stayed in the Grand Floridian for like one night and it was pretty gorgeous. So it's awesome you got to stay there. Coronado's my faves. Like it really is. I think even of like the deluxes, I mean, obviously Polynesian's like my number one, but I really like Coronado. I really think it's worth staying in. So I guess maybe it depends on like the time of year you're going to try to get around like the cheerleader stuff. Bill P says, I'm still trying to do Everest, Peter Pan's Flight, and the Behind the Disney World Steam Train Tour. I hear the train tour is really, really good because it really talks about Walt's love of trains and about, you know, why he brought them to the parks and all of that kind of stuff. Everest is great. You got to go on Everest. I can't, like, not do Everest on my trips. Will Kitchenmaster says, I've never set foot on Tom Sawyer's Island. You know, I didn't for a number of years until, like, 2 trips ago. I hadn't since I was a kid, and then I finally took the time to do it, and it's so much fun. Like, now I want to do it more often. It's definitely more serene. It's busy. Like, people go over there. Don't think you're going to be the only one there, but you can find little quiet nooks. You can get, there's, like, these great rocking chairs that look out towards Big Thunder Mountain. Like, that is a key spot if you want to find, like, a cool spot to chill in Magic Kingdom. Daffy Stardust says, still lots of food experiences. Hoop-de-Doo, Cinderella's Royal Table, and the Kitchen Sink. I haven't done Cinderella's Royal Table, but I would like to. Hoop-de-Doo I've done 3 times, and it is just as good every single time because, like, the show generally keeps to a standard, you know, show and songs, but there's a lot of improv in between, so you always get something a little bit different. It's great. Estella Wilson also says, how's Tom Sawyer Island, everyone? I've never done that either. Definitely do it. Like, I would say you probably want to give yourself about an hour because by the time you actually wait and get on the raft and get over there and explore it and then get back, 45 minutes to an hour, I think, is about right. Sorry for that. That was my laundry. Like I said, we're doing a lot of cleaning today. Mike says, I'd want to do the Wild Africa trek. Oh my God, me too. That's like the next tour that I really also want to do. I've done Caring for Giants, which was like their elephant one, and where I was, I could see some of the people doing the Africa Trek thing, and I was so jelly. I really want to do that. Happy Stardust says we dressed as VIP tour group at the Halloween party and got shoved to the front of the line several times. That's hilarious. Ed says finally crossing keys to the Kingdom tour off our bucket list. It's December. Good for you. You're doing the thing I never got to do. But good for you for actually making it happen, because, I mean, everyone raves about it. It's supposed to be really, really good. I imagine for like someone like myself who knows a lot of the basic stuff, that it probably delves into things that like I definitely don't know. So it'd be really, really neat to do that. Plus I want to see the Utilidors. Like, who doesn't, right? Fun Disney fan said I was planning a trip a week ago for next weekend and got Space Mountain, Peter Pan, Seven Dwarfs. Don't give up if you can't get what you want. Refresh, refresh, refresh. I totally agree. And of course, don't forget that as soon as you use your third fast pass, and as soon as you use it and you're in line for that third ride, is when you should be looking at your phone to get your fourth fast pass. Like, don't wait. Look at it before you even get on your third fast pass ride. Just get it done. Red Spotlight Entertainment says, how did you feel being in the Grand Floridian? It's got the reputation for being very intimidating. It was a little bit. It feels kind of like, I don't know. I guess I feel like the people who went there were a lot older. So I felt very young staying there. I stayed with my friend Keith Lappening for like one night. And we felt like we were the youngest people walking around, aside from a couple of people who had children. But I feel like even the families with children you don't see there as much. Maybe that was just me, but it seemed like folks in their like 50s and 60s and all of that. So like it almost felt like the old folks club, and so I think we felt a little weird about that. But man, I mean, we had a great time. Gorgeous view. I got to do the spa there because we were staying there, so like that was super fun. But we only stayed there for one night and then moved over to the boardwalk for a time through my friend's DVC. I loved the boardwalk. Would love to stay there again. It's like such a prime location. And then we followed up with Polynesian for 2 nights, that was quite a trip because we resort hopped twice, but it was really, really cool. Damien Does Disney says, I haven't done the walk in Walt Disney's footsteps in Disneyland yet. Yeah, I've heard that that's really good as well. I feel like that, you're going to get so much more of that history over there, right? Because it is the park that he built, so next time I'm doing, like, the problem is with Disneyland, both times I've gone, I've literally had 2 days in the parks. Like, it was always a part of a bigger California trip, and so it was never like, I'm here for 4 days or whatever. And so I never had time to do tours and things like that. There's so much I want to do at Disneyland that I haven't done. Like, that's a whole other ball game for me. There's rides I haven't done, and yeah, I mean, definitely. Victoria Moreno says, I would love to do early morning magic one of these days. It never lines up with my plans. Yeah, also, it's just so hard to get me out of bed. I mean, at Disney, I get up early. I get up at like 7:30, which for some people, they're already like out the door by 7:30. But I just can't get up earlier than that. It's so hard. Fun Disney fan says, I have been trying nights at new resorts recently and was planning on Grand Floridian, and I've heard awful experiences of the rooms being old and dirty, and cast members being mean. I did not have any of that experience. So when I stayed there was 2017, just to give you an idea of like how long ago it was. So it was a couple years ago. No experience with rude cast members. Can't say that at all. The rooms were fine. I actually really, really liked the room. I'm trying to remember what the setup was in there. I mean, it was just the two of us. But I don't particularly remember anything bad about them. I think if there was anything bad, I would definitely remember, like it would be something that would stick out. So I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of opinions on the different resorts, and I don't always agree with them. And I think the best way to know if it's for you is to stay there. Like everyone has different sort of feelings about things. So I would say to still stay there. I mean, stay there if nothing for just the really close proximity to Magic Kingdom. Twixie Shores says, for Grand Floridian, the lobby was much more intimidating than the room, but the grounds are gorgeous. Yeah, the lobby's insane. I mean, they got the pianist in there and stuff, and like it just feels really fancy. They got those like fancy cars, the like old like carriage cars that they have like outside. Yeah, it all seems like very, I don't know, hoity-toity a little bit. Daffy Stardust says I heard the same from folks at the Diz, I guess about Grand Floridian, right? And I really want to stay at Wilderness Lodge, and it looks like that might be the plan for February 2020. I've also never stayed there. So the two other resorts that are like really on my list right now is Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge. Would love to stay at either of those. I mean, there's definitely others I haven't, like I've never done Beach and Yacht Club. I've never done Contemporary, but like Contemporary's not as high on my list as Wilderness and Animal Kingdom. I just like, for me, it's about theming, and so I really like the themes of those two resorts a lot. So they're kind of, over Contemporary right now, but Contemporary is history, so eventually one day. Hi, Philip. Thank you for joining. We're just talking about things that we haven't done before. Hi, Christopher. We're talking about things that we still haven't done at Disney, despite maybe going a couple times, more than a couple of times. Just things that we want to do, but it's so big and there's just too much to do. So if there are things that you haven't done, please let me know in the chat. Daffy Stardust said, Yacht Club is pretty great. Stayed there back in October. I've walked through the lobby. I think it was Yacht Club. I don't think it was Beach Club. Because Yacht Club is the one with like the big globe and stuff in there. If any of you guys have ever played the Uncharted video games, it gives me Uncharted vibes. Like, I walked into that lobby and was like, I could just see this being in that game. I loved the way that it was like set up and stuff. It was very, very cool. Mike says, I also haven't seen Hoop-Dee-Doo review, seen lots of vlogs, but never in person. Oh my gosh, next time I'm down, let's do it. It's so good. Like, it's a little pricey, but you do get all you can eat and all you can drink, which is kind of crazy because, like, you don't really get deals like that at Disney. And it's just so fun. It's just such a fun show. It's ridiculous and punny and all that good stuff. Red Spotlight says, what's the best Disney World resort you've been to? I mean, honestly, my favorite still is and always will be the Polynesian, and I did get to do 2 nights there, and it was like a dream for me. It was only 2 nights, so it seems so fast. Like, by the time we actually transferred over, and then, we were still at the park, so I didn't actually spend a lot of time in the resort, but I still like to take time to visit it, like, even when I'm not staying there. I love eating at Kona. I love getting Dole Whips over there. I just love taking in like the lobby and like the beach and the whole atmosphere. It is by far my favorite, hands down. Bill P says, I'm thinking about a split stay my next trip for my splurge resort between Poly and Boardwalk. Which one would you pick? Oh, so I love Poly because I love the theming. Also, I mean, here's how to think of it. Poly is going to be very quick to Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Boardwalk is going to be walking distance or taking the boat between Hollywood Studios and Epcot. So I guess consider what parks you want to be the closest to. I mean, you also get to stay at a monorail resort if you're on the Polynesian, whereas the Boardwalk only has the option for the boats to Hollywood Studios or Epcot or a bus. So I don't know, what kind of transportation do you really want? Polynesian also has a boat to the Magic Kingdom. So that might be something that you want to consider. Like maybe you just want to have the coolness of being on a monorail resort. But maybe you prefer being closer to like Hollywood Studios because of Galaxy's Edge or something. Then you might want to do Boardwalk. I do like them both quite a lot. Daffy Stardust says, Bill P, that's a tough choice. I would probably do the Boardwalk for its location. Yeah, I mean, I love walking to the parks. There's nothing better than being able to just avoid the transportation altogether and walk. I would say it's 5 minutes to Epcot. It's about 15, 20 minutes max to Hollywood Studios, so it's pretty nice. Philip says he hasn't done the luau yet. I haven't actually either. So I've done Ohana and I've done all of that stuff, but I never did the Polynesian luau. That's something that I honestly like kind of forget sometimes is the thing. So that's definitely one on the list too. Expert Gamer, I've never done Dumbo ride, only carpets. To be fair, I think carpets is more fun because you can control like the pitch of the carpet as well as the elevation, whereas Dumbo, I mean, you're kind of just stuck with where you're at, but it's classic, so, Fun Disney fan says, my list currently is the Poly, Grand, Floridian, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Yacht and Beach, Boardwalk and Swan and Dolphin. Let's see. Top Cat says, I've only been to Disney World once, and I rode all the major stuff. I did miss Finding Nemo the musical, which I heard was good. That took me a really long time to see. That took me years before I went to see Finding Nemo. It is a long show. It's like 45 minutes, so you're really there for a while, like as opposed to Lion King, which is about a 25-minute show. But it is very, very good. Like, the cast that does it is just like phenomenally talented, and it feels like a mini Broadway show, and it is very, very good. I'm glad that I finally did it, and like I definitely want to do it again, but I'm still Camp Lion King. Like, I know a lot of people like debate about which one's better. I like the Lion King better, but that's not to say Nemo isn't good. It's great. Trixie Shore says, also monorail transfer to Epcot can take a good amount of time. We're talking about from the Polynesian. Yeah, this is true. So sometimes even you could take the bus to Epcot from the Polynesian. You don't have to take the monorail because, yeah, if you miss a monorail to transfer to, you're waiting for the next one to come. So that can take a long time. I mean, I had this experience a couple of trips ago where I was transferring to the Epcot monorail, and it turns out there was one that was stuck on the way to Epcot, so they couldn't pull in another train, and they had to get buses to route to the TTC to pick all of us up to go to Epcot. That was a bit of a mess, so consider that too. Red Spotlight says, speaking of carpet, did you see the new Aladdin yet? No. I haven't really had a lot of time. I've been busy this weekend. Had a dinner thing Friday, had a concert last night. So I'll get around to it. I'm hearing good things, which actually makes me really happy. I was a little nervous about it, but it sounds like most people were happy with it. I'm also a really big fan of Will Smith, and I'm willing to give him a chance as a genie. So my plans are to try to catch it, I think, this week sometime. And then we'll definitely talk about that. Damien Does Disney says, have you been to the Contemporary Resort? I have not been there as in stayed there. Like, I've eaten there. I've explored through there. I went there for parasailing a few years ago, but they don't do that anymore, which sucks. But I've never actually stayed in the Contemporary Resort. Oh, I've also eaten a California Grill. So that was really, really neat. But haven't stayed there yet, so one day. The new Aladdin is amazing. Aladdin was amazing. See, I'm glad to hear that. I really am, because I feel like Dumbo, people were kind of like, meh. And I was not a fan of the Beauty and the Beast remake. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it, you know? I thought it was okay. I don't really have a desire to rewatch it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, but I'm going to give Aladdin a chance. I'm excited for The Lion King, if anything, just for the cast is, like, amazing. So I'm excited for that as well. Hopefully it's on par with Aladdin. Elizabeth Free says, hi, from the Disney World newbie, counting down the time. How many days do you have left, Elizabeth, until your trip? And how many days are you staying? And where are you staying? Give me all the details. I want to know. Fun Disney fan says, have you considered an Aulani trip? I have. Hawaii is expensive. And for me, it's pretty far, being in New York. Like, if I was on the West Coast, easy. It's a long trip. And it is expensive, so it's on my list. Peter and I have actually thought about going to Hawaii in the next, I'd probably say 2 years. So, it's there. It's on the horizon. He's down to stay at Aulani because he feels like it's fine. It's just like a resort. He doesn't feel like he needs to, like, be immersed in the Disney stuff. So we would probably do that, but I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years. Top Cat says, what have you not done in Disneyland in California? Oh gosh, a lot. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've never done any of the Halloween stuff. I was there for Halloween and the line for Haunted Mansion never went below 2 hours. So I didn't get to see the holiday Haunted Mansion or the whatever the space fountain is. What do they call it? Ghost Galaxy, that's what it is. Space Ghost. It's like, no, that's a cartoon, Christine. Even though I heard it's not great. What else have I not done there? I never did their Splash, I don't think. I don't think I've done their Splash Mountain. I feel like I've done most of everything else. There's probably some of the dark rides that are pretty similar to Disney World because I just figured they were so similar I could skip them. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. Like I haven't ever caught the band live. The Disneyland marching band. I would love to catch them. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I haven't done because I've had the 2 trips I've been were both 2 days. So it was just like one park each day, and that was it. So I didn't have a lot of time to do a lot of things. Let's see. Thoughts on Pop Century? I like Pop Century. They've redone all the rooms. They're really nice. Like I've never had an issue with that resort to begin with. And with the redone rooms, they're really nice. Now you're gonna have the Skyliner, so I feel like it's gonna be a prime place to go. They might raise the prices once the Skyliner opens. I have a good feeling. Yeah, I like Pop. I always have. Let's see. Deb Explorers says the Wild Africa track at Animal Kingdom is definitely on my list. Yeah, I mean, it just looks amazing. What a unique, different way to like see everything. Yeah, that's definitely on my list too. Elizabeth Free says November 2020, the 8th to the 15th. Not sure where, hoping for Animal. Not show, I just said sure where. Hoping for Animal Kingdom Lodge. That would be awesome. And at least it'll be a good amount of time after Galaxy's Edge is open. So I don't know how it'll be by then. It could still be crazy a year later, I have a feeling. But it won't be as crazy as like this November. Twixie Shores has still have yet to do Tusker House, but I can't bring myself to not do Boma, so I perpetually skip it. I do stuff like that too. Like, when I have to choose between like a thing that I know and love and then the new thing, I always do the thing that I know and love. But I have done Tusker House. I did dinner, solo character, dining, buffet. It was good. I really, really liked it. I like the way it was all set up. I like the different kind of foods they have. I'm more of an adventurous eater, so I appreciate when there are some things like that in Disney because I do feel like sometimes they go a little safe with their menus. So I was happy that they had like interesting stuff in their menu. Let's see. Damien does Disney says I hopefully will be able to build a droid when I go to Galaxy's Edge preview in a couple of weeks. I am jelly. Have the best time. I've been kind of avoiding people's thoughts, reviews, and all of that. Fortunately, like there aren't a lot of photos because a lot of them were in like media lockdown when they went to go see it. But I've had some friends who have had these like previews, and they're just talking about like what they think and their hype. And I don't even want to know that. I'm trying to stay as away from all that information as possible, even though I don't know when I'm going to go see Galaxy's Edge, to be honest. I don't know. I have no idea. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to avoid the spoilers, as it were. But we'll see. But I hope you have a great time, Damien. Mike says Tusker House for breakfast is actually really good. I haven't done breakfast there, but that might be a good... That's one thing I really don't do a lot in Disney that I would like to do more of, is like restaurant breakfasts. I feel like I just get lazy and then I just either get it from the resort that I'm staying at, like the quick service, or, I mean, I'm not like a big breakfast eater. Like every morning, regularly, I eat a yogurt. And then maybe an hour and a half later, I eat a banana. I'm like, that's my breakfast. So I don't really do big breakfasts. So then sometimes I'll just go to a park and then I'll go to like Joffrey's and get like a Danish and a coffee, and then that'll be my breakfast. But I feel like at Disney, I probably should be eating bigger breakfasts to kind of get me going for the day. And I would like to do more sit-down breakfasts. I have the Contemporary, and I have done Crystal Palace breakfast. That's kind of about it. So I would like to do... Oh, and I've done... that's a lie. I've done Trail's End breakfast as well. But I would like to do more. Fun Disney fan says, if you had $1,000 for one night trip, what would your plans be? I guess spend... Okay, so how long is... Do I get like 2 park days? Like, do I get like... If I fly in real early and then fly in real late the next day, does that count? Like, do I get 2 park days? I would probably stay... I don't even know how much the cabanas in the Polynesian are. They're probably more than $1,000 a night, so maybe not there. But I would actually maybe I would stay in the Contemporary and try to get like a park view room because I think they're around like $600 a night, right? And then I would definitely do Keys to the Kingdom. I'd finally spend some money to do that. I don't know. I'd probably treat myself to something like $100. I still have like $300 left over, and then maybe I would just treat myself to Victoria and Albert's or something because I think it's like $250 a person, something like that. So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Let's see. Fun Disney fan says, will you potentially cave to videos when Galaxy's Edge opens? I really don't want to. I really, like, I'm kind of okay with seeing the the outside area where everyone's going to walk through, whatever. But I don't want to see anything about the rides. I don't want to even see anything about the stores and the animatronics and, like, that whole experience. I don't want to know about the lightsaber building experience. Like, I really want to try and experience it as purely as possible. I'm sure things will get spoiled. Twitter will be talking about it, so I'm gonna see something. And like, I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like, I get it. Everyone's gonna be talking about it, but I'm gonna try. Let's see. Victoria Morena says, I did Disney World in February. I'm doing Disneyland for the first time the end of September. Super excited. It is so different, but like in the best way. Like, I don't think there's always those arguments like what's better, Disneyland versus Disney World. There's such different experiences that's kind of hard to compare, but you're gonna have a great time. It's really cool. It's kind of nice that everything's a little bit like closer together, walkable, not as like crazy spread out as Disney World. That's kind of what I'm excited about for Disneyland Paris. It's very similar to Disneyland in California in that their two parks are very close together. They've got like a downtown area that's also close and everything's walkable. So I'm excited for that. So many people. Okay. Eric says, I've never been to the Living Seas. I always forget about it until it's too late. So have you never done the Nemo ride that goes into it? Because it's really cute. You should do that. Samara Brown, hello. Thank you for joining. The Traveling Soldier says, what do you think about the prices for Galaxy's Edge, like the $200 lightsaber stuff? I'm into it. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I'm a big collectible fan. So I'm okay with spending that kind of money if I feel like the stuff is worth it. Like, I need to see the lightsaber in person to decide if I think it's worth $200. But, like, I'm considering getting one. Like, I'd probably just put it on display. That's what I like to do with my collectibles. So I'm into it because I think there's still going to be plenty of other merchandise that is affordable and normal Disney prices. And I think those things are just for the hardcore fans. And it's cool. I mean, they're going to have a $25,000 can't talk. $25,000 R2D2 replica, like an actual real robot. Good for the people who can afford that. That's awesome. Like, I think it's cool they have it. So, Estella Wilson, sorry, I have a gnat that is just joining this live stream. It's so annoying. It's loving my face right now. Estella Wilson says, I'm leaving in 6 days. I'm super excited. We stay off site in a resort. Most looking forward to Pandora again. Last time I was there, they were both down. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Pandora's great. Flight of Passage, my favorite ride. I have a lot of love for Navi River Journey, as a lot of people know. Even though some people don't like it, I love it. So I hope you have a great time. Samara Brown says, are you doing Villains Night event? I believe those are over the summer. I do not have any plans to be back until the fall. So, I mean, like I said, I'm moving. Oh gosh, we're moving July, mid-July, into our house, and that's going to take up a lot of time. And trying to get the house to be home is going to take a lot of time. So I don't really have time to be traveling before that. And then I also have Disneyland Paris in September. So yeah, it depends if they'll like extend it through the summer. Sure, I'd be down. I love villain stuff. But right now I just don't have plans to do it. Let's see. How many character breakfasts would I do per visit? One? I don't know. I like sit down meals, but I don't like to spend too much of my time in them, and I don't like to spend my mornings in them necessarily because I like to just get on rides. That's just me. Let's see. Dedabolic, what ride have you ridden the most number of times at each park? Ooh, okay. Magic Kingdom, I'm probably going to say Space Mountain because that's often a ride that if I can get on it twice in a day that I'm there, I do. So I feel like it's going to be that or Haunted Mansion. One of those two is probably the most. And then Epcot, Mission Space, Animal Kingdom, Everest, and then Hollywood Studios, probably Tower of Terror. Like, thinking about which rides I like repeatedly ride, I think those are the right answers. Let's see. Fun Disney fan says, if you had to swap a land from Disneyland to Disney World and Disney World to Disneyland, what lands are trading places? I want to take Cars Land. Give that to me here in the East Coast. And I would give them, I don't know. I mean, do I have to give them something like really good? Can't I just give them like the Muppets area? No, I'm not saying that's not good, guys. Don't gang up on me. I like the Muppet 3D show, but like if I'm gonna trade a whole area, just give me Cars Land, put it in Hollywood Studios. You can take Muppets 3D and Pizza Rizzo and the store back there, and let's just swap those, right? I think that's good. Sorry to Disneyland. Let's see. I want to visit Disneyland this July, but afraid of how much construction there is. Thoughts? Damien Does Disney, who is in here, is a Disneyland native, so I feel like he would give you a better answer than I would. There's still a lot of construction going on in Disney World as well, but I don't think it actually takes away from any of your experience. They're very good at like keeping you kind of off to the side. But in terms of Disneyland stuff, maybe Damien can chime in here. Hi from Brazil. Awesome. Hello. That's so cool. Thanks for joining me. Let's see. Daffy Stardust says to bring New Orleans Square. And Twixie Short says to send over Dinoland USA. You know, I would agree with you, except one, I love the dinosaur ride. Two, now it's Donald's Dino Bash and it's awesome. Like, instant win for that area. I love meeting all the characters there. I love that the big, it's like a Stegosaurus, like, in the front, has a little Donald hat on top of it. I mean, it's great. They made it so much better. Just put Donald in everything and just make things better. Let's see. No, I love Dino Land. Let's see. What old school Hollywood Studios ride do you miss the most? This is from Eric. Not including the Great Movie Ride. Wait, why? Why is that one out? Sounds Dangerous, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire backlot tour. I hated Sounds Dangerous. I never saw Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I mean, in the parks. Obviously, I've seen the show. I actually kind of like the backlot tour. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was super neat. So maybe that one. But why did you not include Great Movie Ride? Is that because it's too easy of an answer? Probably. Let's see. If you want to trade Cars Land, give us Flight of Passage. No way. No way. That is not a fair deal. Like, I mean, Radiator Springs Racers is a great ride, but that is not a fair deal at all. No deal. Trixie Shore said, how would you feel if on a Magic Kingdom day, Haunted Mansion was closed, but you were able to ride literally everything else? Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I mean, I love the Haunted Mansion, but like there are so many other things I love Magic Kingdom that I'm totally okay if it was down, or if Space Mountain was down, which I had been there with Space Mountain down, and like haven't been able to ride it. It's like fine with me. Let's see. Andrea says never done Tower of Terror. I don't know if my stomach can handle it. I don't think it's more of like a stomach upset thing. That's just me. I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. It's more just like the feeling of the weightlessness is like scary. So it's not like my stomach feels upset or anything. It's just like a bit of anxiety with the weightlessness, but it also feels really great. So I don't know. It's a great ride. Daffy Stardust said if it was the original backlot tour, then I could choose to bring that back. It took most of the day. I remember that. I was very young, but I remember that. Damien to Frost says you should be fine. Most of the construction will be completed by June at Disneyland. So there you go. Top Cat, least favorite ride in each park. Ooh, okay. Start Magic Kingdom because it's always the easiest one. Probably Peter Pan. I just don't really like it. I've did an unpopular Disney opinion where like I don't understand the popularity of it, and I'm not a fan. Sorry. I'm also not a fan of Tiki Room. Gosh, I'm just digging a hole here. Epcot, least favorite ride. I guess ride, right? Like, we're not counting, like, the movies. Honestly, probably Soarin'. Like, I enjoy Soarin', but it's never a must-do for me. I enjoy it when I get on it, but I would rather go on Spaceship Earth. I'd rather go on Mission Space on Test Track, even on Frozen. So, Hollywood Studios, least favorite ride. Ooh, I mean, I actually really like a lot of the rides there. I guess Aliens Rolling Saucers, even though it's a cute ride, but like, I don't know. I mean, I really like Star Tours. I really like Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster. What Hollywood Studios is lacking is just a number of rides, but its actual rides are pretty good. And then Animal Kingdom, least favorite ride. I mean, if we're talking like attraction in general, I'd probably say it's Tough to Be a Bug. Like, yeah, that'd probably be my least favorite. Fun Disney fan says, which ride should be destroyed, Haunted Mansion or Spaceship Earth? Spaceship Earth. I love Spaceship Earth. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Every time I'm on it, I see something new. I'm excited for the refurb, but like, I cannot not have Haunted Mansion. I love horror. I love that idea. I love the jokes in it. I love the bride scene. I'm obsessed with the bride scene. I'm obsessed with like the merchandise. Like, I need that in my life, you know? So, Twixie Shore says, I saw Tiki Room for the first time 3 weeks ago, and it will be okay if it's the last time I see it. Not a fan. Yeah, I did. I also did an unpopular Disney opinion. I think that was my last one that I did recently. Yeah, that was kind of my thing. I liked it when I was a kid, and then I saw it my last trip. Or no, not this solo trip, the time earlier this year with Rob and Kat and all of them. And wasn't into it. I was kind of like, I get this as a historical thing. It's amazing. It was like the first like animatronics, and like at the time I'm sure this was amazing, and it was meant to show that off. But now today I just don't think it holds up. Damien Does Disney says, did you hear that we were getting the original Soarin' over California back? I did. I'm of this camp that I feel like it's not that popular, but I actually like the new Soarin' over California. But like, I think it's cool that it's coming back for the people who really like it. But personally, I like Soarin' Around the World better. But the thing is, like, I feel like Soarin' over California fits in Disneyland. They should just keep that there, and then keep Around the World in Epcot. Makes sense, right? We have World Showcase, and then you get the best of both shows, rides, and you know, you go to one coast for one, you go to one coast for the other. I think that's the best way to do it. There's rumors of like, if it goes well for them and like brings up attendance on the ride, that they might just keep it over there. I think that'd be the smartest thing. Pam also said, have you heard any rumors about when Rise of the Resistance is opening? No. I mean, so what they originally said was that they didn't want to wait till past this year. Like, they kept saying like it's going to be the end of this year. So I think everyone thought like, okay, they're going to open the parks, you know, you'll have the Falcon ride, and then maybe by end of 2019. But realistically, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be true. We might end up seeing it like winter or spring of 2020. I hope it isn't too long of a wait, though. Top Cat says, Disneyland Tiki Room is so much better than Disney World. That's one that I haven't done. I haven't done Disneyland Tiki Room. I guess I just assumed they were the same. So tell me, what are the differences? And would you think I would like it better? I don't know. Daffy Stardust says, Tiki Room and Country Bears are some of my favorite things. The music is so fun. They make me happy. I mean, I love the Tiki Room song. Like, absolutely. It's a classic. It's fun. I think it's great. But I think, like, what the actual attraction is right now is just not that great. Andrea says, do you go on kids' rides when you solo trip, like Aladdin carpets? I don't really even go on them when I'm with people, to be honest. Like, they're not rides that appeal to me, obviously. I have done, like, Barnstormer solo, which is technically, like, a kiddie coaster. Goofy's Barnstormer. I'm trying to think if there's any of the kiddier rides. But yeah, I guess I don't really go on those just in general. Like even if it's a whole group trip, nobody's like, oh, I gotta go on Dumbo. You know, like I feel like we just don't really bother with them. Fun Disney fan says if you had to inject an IP into Big Thunder, Spaceship Earth, and Space Mountain, what properties are being injected? Huh. I mean, it's hard because I think Big Thunder has a great story of its own. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of story there, but there is. If you look at the queue, they came out with the comic books, like a backstory. It's hard for me to like want to mess with that, really. Spaceship Earth, I feel like you could have something fun, like you could probably throw in the Wreck-It Ralph characters and have them be learning some things. Or, Bill and Ted, like Rob said, we just need Bill and Ted Spaceship Earth. Not a Disney IP, but hey. Space Mountain. I mean, I guess the Star Wars IP makes the most sense, but since they've done that before, maybe Marvel. I mean, they go to space a lot, right? Maybe Captain Marvel, or maybe it's like certain characters, Captain Marvel, Thanos, like whatever. Like maybe throw that into Space Mountain. Daffy Stardust says Seven Dwarfs is a family coaster. Yeah, I mean, I thought about when we were going through Kitty, but I don't know if I call it a kiddie coaster. But I did think about that. Like, Seven Dwarfs is considered a family coaster because it's smoother and less intense. I mean, so Slinky Dog, right? So maybe I guess those count. If those count, then yes, I go on both of those by myself. What do I want to see in phase 4 of the MCU? I don't even know, man. Like, I'm still trying to get over Endgame still. I'm emotionally wrecked from that. I think I'm less excited about the movies. Like, I'm excited for the next Spider-Man, even though I think that's technically the end of phase 3, right? It's less me being concerned about the movies. I'm more excited about the Disney Plus shows. I'm like really I'm into the Hawkeye show because Jeremy Renner, I love him, but and then also the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Like I want to see that. I want to see the Loki show that's supposed to be happening. I want to see the expansion of these characters through that lens. Damien Does Disney says, which do you like better, Space Mountain, Magic Kingdom, or Matterhorn at Disneyland? It's technically the same ride. Matterhorn is so much rougher. I think it's a cool ride, but oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna die on it. And like sometimes I think I'm gonna die on Space Mountain, but there was something about Matterhorn and like the whole like bobsled thing, and I just remember it killing my back. That was a ride that I was like, oh my gosh, I could take a break from this for a little bit, but I would like to. The last time I was there, it was down. It was refurbed. Which I'm sure you know. So like I kind of missed riding it, but I'd probably say I like Space Mountain better because Matterhorn just scares me. Philip Trapper says, have you gone on the balloon ride? Oh, so that's the first thing I said actually in the stream was no, and I want to, and I tried to this past trip, and then it got windy, and they were like, no more balloon rides, and I was like, oh my god, you could be kidding me. The finally when I was gonna do it, it's called Characters in Flight. I couldn't get up there, so I think it wasn't even that windy. At least on the ground, it wasn't that windy. I understand that they have to account for like the balloon being up there. I guess my advice would be to do it earlier in the day because obviously it gets windier when the sun goes down. But no, not yet. But I would like to. Top Cat says Disneyland's Tiki Room has better lighting and sound, plus a fountain in the middle, and the show is longer. You might not be a fan of that last part. You know what? I do love the like chanting, like the Tiki chanting song in the Tiki Room too. It's funny. I like the music, but like I don't like the actual experience. But I could sit here and like listen to it on Spotify and be fine. I don't know. Robert Machina says Spaceship Earth could be the Death Star. So would you just like go through and like see what they're doing in the Death Star? That would actually be kind of cool. You have like different scenes of like stuff going on in there. I kind of like that idea. Matterhorn was the very first steel tube coaster, and they just still haven't made it really smooth. Yeah, I mean, my back, and I'm not, I have a good back. I lift weights, I do squats, my back's pretty strong, but man, it couldn't take that ride. I've got about 10 more minutes, guys, just to give you a heads up. Fun Disney fan says, What show are you looking forward to most on Disney Plus that isn't Star Wars or Marvel based? Because I was going to say Mandalorian. Very pumped. But Jeff Goldblum, the Jeff Goldblum, was it like Jeff Goldblum's, I don't even know what the name of it is. It's something ridiculous. But his show, I love Jeff Goldblum. He's such a likable, weird fellow. And so I'm really excited for his show, which is supposed to be like premiering with Disney Plus. So there you go. Someone could shoot me the name of that show. It's like, isn't it like Jeff Goldblum's some take on the world, or I don't know, some crazy thing like that. Let's see. My cousin is an excellent Lady and Tramp remake that's coming to Disney Plus. Nice. What are you looking forward to most for your upcoming Disneyland Paris trip? What ride, what restaurant? I'm excited for Walt's. I've heard that's a really good restaurant, and obviously is a tribute to Walt. I'm excited ride-wise for Crush's Coaster. I've heard that's really, really fun, and it definitely seems like one of the more unique experiences over there. I am excited to ride the Ratatouille ride, even though we're going to get it, but it'd be nice to like experience it, see what it's going to be like. I also have found out recently that they started selling champagne on Main Street. That's awesome. So I just want to get some champagne and cheers to the castle and just enjoy that. I'm very excited about Paris. I haven't been like super in depth with planning yet because it's still not till September. And too much other stuff going on right now, but as it creeps closer, I feel like July, August, you'll see more content from me about planning, and then of course we'll have the vlogs. Let's see. Victoria says, I've never done Barnstormer, even when I took my 6-year-old niece to Disney. She thought it was a baby ride. It's actually a little more thrilling than I think a lot of people think. Like when you're on it, it's actually not bad. Top Cat says, I thought that Disney World Space Mountain was super rough and painful. I shouldn't have even gone on it a second time. Look, I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm just saying Matterhorn is more painful. Let's see. Oh, thank you for joining, Damien. Enjoy Disneyland for a few hours. You also have a great weekend. If Rockstar Games were to create a Disney IP-based game, no Star Wars or Marvel, what would you like to see? I don't know. Like, I love Rockstar Games, but they're very mature. So I feel like it'd be weird to have a Disney game tied to it. But what if, okay, I'm dating myself a little bit here. But there was an old NES game that was called Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. And you had to get these, like, keys to Magic Kingdom. And you had to do these little, like, I don't know, like tiny games in each area, right? There was, like, a Space Mountain thing. And there was a Big Thunder Mountain thing, whatever. So I'm just taking that concept of, like, what if it was an open world, but these lands were, like, real lands? Like, you had almost, like, a Red Dead-style area for Frontierland. And then, you know, Adventureland felt almost like Uncharted a little bit, and you had to like go through all these different lands. I think that would be really cool. But again, it would be like a super mature game because it's Rockstar, but that would be dope. Damien Does Disney says, oh, sorry, I read your thing already. I'm all over the place right now. Upgraded version of Phantom Manor. I have heard about that. I don't know anything about Phantom Manor, really, except that it focuses more on the bride, so I'm really excited about that. But again, I know nothing. Like, I really like going into these things, like, just knowing nothing, because I feel like that's going to make the experience in Disneyland Paris really exciting. Let's see. Have I played Disneyland Adventures on Xbox? I have not. Is that, like, newer? I honestly, I don't know. I had a 360 back in the day. I still do. I don't know if it turns on anymore. That's my honest answer. I'm a PlayStation person now, so I have a PlayStation and a Switch, and the computer I'm currently on is my gaming PC. I built this computer. It's my baby. I built it with Rob, like a really long time ago. He helped me build it, and then ever since then, you know, I just switch things out as I need to, because this is like my baby here. I edit here and I play games here, but I don't really play Xbox much anymore. It's basically the same as the NES game, but for the modern era. Interesting. I'll have to like look up some videos of that. That sounds really cool. I miss that NES game. When I started this channel, I was a gaming channel. And one of the things that kind of pushed me to do Disney stuff was I started to play some of those old games and talk Disney. So I played like that, and I played Chip and Dale, and I played Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was like the hardest NES game ever. Like, I didn't even understand what I was supposed to be doing. You're supposed to like answer the jokes from the weasels with the right answer, like the right punchlines, and you're supposed to find all these certain items and get to Toontown. It was crazy. Those games were like nuts. Victoria says, so looking forward to your Disneyland Paris videos. I'm so looking forward to being there. I mean, I'm a little nervous. It is the first time I'm going to a country by myself. Peter is meeting up with me after Disneyland Paris, so it's the first time I'm like fully flying internationally and doing all of that on my own. I usually have had somebody with me, so a little nervous about that, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm really, really excited. I feel like it's gonna be a very different vibe. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really, really cool stuff. Fun Disney fan says, what ride would you replace all animatronics with Sunny Eclipse? What am I, Rob? I actually like this idea. It's pretty funny. Probably Spaceship Earth. I just want to see Sunny Eclipse in all of these like scenes that are supposed to be serious parts of our history. Like, it just sounds so silly to me. So I don't know. I think that would work really well. Or what if he just replaced the Yeti in Everest? So like as you're coming down, it's just a giant Sunny Eclipse singing whatever his songs are. I think that would really change the vibe of the ride, but it'd be pretty funny. Okay, guys, I'm wrapping up in 5 minutes. So if you have any other questions you want to start shooting at me, thank you so much for everyone who's here. There's 38 of you watching. You are amazing. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit it. It just helps with the channel and kind of getting this content out there. So please hit that like button. Hall of Presidents, just a whole bunch. Actually, you know what? I think we could really bring this country together if Hall of Presidents was just full of Sunny Eclipse. I really do. I think that would really fix our divide. Fun Disney fan says, Sunny Small World. Yeah, I guess in all the different costumes, right? Because they kind of all look similar. Like, their faces change a bit. But, you know, yeah, I like that idea. See you later, Mike. Have fun at Animal Kingdom tonight for me, my faves. Have a great time. Twixie Shore says, top 3 restaurants on my bucket list. Victoria and Albert's, which I told Peter, the next time I drag him to Disney World, which will happen, we're going to go there. 100%. I feel like we should go for like a special anniversary or something. Bucket list. I would like to do Boma. I did Chico. That was really great. I would like to do Boma. I'm trying to think. I've eaten at a lot of restaurants. So I'm trying to think if there's another one that I haven't done that I would really love to do. I guess doing the luau of the Polynesian, which we talked about earlier. I've just never done it. So I think that would be really cool. Oh, thank you, Top Cat. I'm so glad that I can make your day a little better. That is very sweet. You guys make my day a whole lot better. Like, being able to hang out and talk with you guys is just totally makes my day, makes my weekend. It's been super, super fun. All right, guys. So I am going to head out and keep cleaning, throwing things out. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're moving. The next live stream is going to be the last one here. And then after that, I'm going to be in a very new space. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. Like, I don't know how we're decorating it and all of that stuff. But July's live stream is going to be real different. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm excited for it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you, Christopher. I'm so glad you got to be on a live chat, too. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your long weekend. Make the most of it. Thank you so much. And have a great rest of the day. Bye.